Okay, I'm back again. Continue walking with me. In my backyard, I've got to be careful. I don't want to step in any holes and sprain my ankle or something worse. You know, it takes a little longer for me to heal at 68 years old. But I want to segue from Tidbit to the segmented message where I mentioned that in 2000, I believe historically, prophetically, and biblically, God gave the Church of Jesus Christ on earth new marching orders. I stated that the emerging church heard it, but did not fully engage in what was meant by those marching orders. Now, when there was a shift, I call the new marching orders a shift. Basically, God was turning the corner with his church. That is, I think the turn of the corner was returning to biblical Christianity, coming back to the concepts of the early church and multi-ethnic discipleship, reaching the broad world for the common cause of Christ. So here's my point. When God decreed that shift in heaven, it resulted in a demographic shift on the earth. Around 2000, mass immigration, mass migration, and gentrification began to spread throughout the country. I live in a gentrified community, which basically means because there is a return of affluent people to our inner cities or adjacent to our inner cities. I got to have a little seat right here in my backyard. A little out of breath. I need to get back on the basketball court. So, when there was that shift in heaven, I want you to hear that clearly. In 2000, coming from the mid-late 1990s and up to the present, there was a demographic shift on earth. We saw a surge in mass immigration resulting from war-torn nations and other transitional issues that were happening around the world. We saw mass migration in the country, particularly from the north to the south. More and more people of African descent, people of color, were coming back to the South. And gentrification began, mass urban renewal, if you will, which is an old school term, or resurgence of renewal in our inner cities. Gentrification, that is, affluent people, beginning with Caucasian people, returning to communities, neighborhoods that were once abandoned to get closer to center city. So those three streams, the stream of immigration, migration, and gentrification, led to a collision, if you will, a mass impact of diverse ethnicities and diverse cultures converging within the same communities that aroused the attention, the political attention of politicians and religious leaders in this country. But aside from all of that, what God was saying with the shift in heaven resulting in the demographic shift on the earth, God was saying engage racial reconciliation. to create harmony of purpose, harmony of relationship rather, and unity of purpose in the church. But we didn't listen. The church didn't listen. And here we are today in the midst of racial upheaval again that's reminiscent of the 60s. Because the church didn't listen to God's marching orders to engage racial reconciliation, multi-ethnic discipleship to advance the cause of Christ. Come back. Hear the rest of the story.